Most of us have been taught that happiness is something you get. You get more money, you get more friends, more success. But what if that whole idea is completely backward? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful concept, that true, lasting happiness isn't about adding more to your life, but about taking things away.
So let's just start with a question that gets right to the heart of everything. If feeling good is supposed to be our natural state, our default setting, then why do so many of us feel, well, anything but? It's a huge paradox, and it's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
And this is what we'll call the happiness paradox. We're told over and over that joy is our birthright, it's how we're supposed to feel, and yet, for most of us, that natural state feels completely unnatural. It feels like this distant myth that we're always chasing, but can never quite catch.
So how do we try to fix this? How do we try to find that feeling? Well, we fall for what I call the myth of more. It's this belief that happiness is paved with addition, that we have to constantly acquire more, achieve more, and accumulate more just to fill some kind of void. And honestly, it's an absolutely exhausting, never-ending path. I bet this sounds familiar, right? That little voice in your head that says something like, okay, if I just add a little bit more to my salary, or if I just add a few more stamps to my passport, or maybe add more people to my friend group, then finally I'll be happy. We're just trying to add all these layers to our life, hoping one of them will magically stick and bring us joy.
And when you look at it like this, the two paths become so clear. The addition trap, that's all about the external stuff. More money, more success, more things. But the subtraction path, that's about internal release. Less anger, less regret, less desire. It's a huge shift from what you can get to what you can let go of.
Okay, to really get this, let's use an analogy. Instead of thinking of your mind as something you need to build on, I want you to think of it as something you just need to clarify. It's all about wiping a mirror clean.
So picture this, a perfect, beautiful mirror. Its surface is totally flawless, and it reflects everything back with absolute clarity. This mirror, that's your natural state of happiness and peace. It's already in you. But, over time, this beautiful mirror has gotten covered in a thick, grimy layer of dust. You can barely even see your own reflection anymore. That original brilliant surface is just completely hidden. And this right here gets to the absolute core of it. That dust, that's all our mental baggage. The unnecessary desires, the anger, the regrets we hold on to. It's what's blocking you from seeing your true happy self. Now, the mistake we all make is trying to paint a happy face on top of the dust. But the right action is so much simpler. You just have to wipe the dust away.
And that right there is what we mean by happiness as subtraction. It's the simple act of removing those mental burdens, all that dust, to reveal the original happiness that was there all along. See? You're not creating something new. You're just uncovering what's already yours. Okay, but what about that feeling that happiness is temporary, that it comes and goes? Well, there's another powerful metaphor that explains why that feeling is really just an illusion and why your happiness is actually permanent.
I really love this quote. Just think about it for a second. The sun, which represents your inner happiness, is a constant. It is always there. It's always shining, always giving off light and warmth. It never, ever turns off. So if the sun is always shining, why do we have dark, cloudy days? Well, it's because of the clouds, right? The stress, the worry, and the fear that we all experience, they're just like clouds passing by. They're temporary states that block the sun, making us think it's gone. But it's not. It's still right there, behind them, as constant as ever. And that's really the big takeaway here. You don't have to spend all this energy trying to build a new sun. Your sun is already there. Your only job is to recognize the clouds for what they are, just temporary visitors, and simply allow them to pass on by. The light will always, always return. All right, so we've talked a lot about the why. We get the concept. Now, let's get into the how. How do you actually start cleaning your own mirror? This is where we get into the practical art of subtraction. The call to action is actually a very simple but really profound shift in how you think. Stop chasing happiness as a thing to acquire. Instead, just pivot your focus. Start identifying and consciously dropping the specific things that are making you unhappy. So what are these burdens? What is this dust actually made of? Well, it's that habit of comparison, which instantly robs our own wins of any joy. It's that corrosive feeling of jealousy.
It's the fear that keeps us from taking chances and really living. It's dropping those unnecessary desires that keep us on that hamster wheel of always wanting more. And finally, it's letting go of past regrets that keep us chained to a time we can't ever change. Every single one is a weight, and each one you decide to let go of is another layer of dust wiped clean from that mirror. Let's end on this really powerful mantra. It's the entire philosophy boiled down to just 7 words. The path to happiness isn't outward, looking for more. It's inward, shedding what no longer serves you. Don't add, subtract. That's where you'll find the magic.
So I'll leave you with this final thought, because this isn't just some nice theory. It's a practice. Look at that list of burdens again. Think about the dust on your own mirror. What is one thing, just one single mental burden, that you can decide to start dropping right now, today? The choice is all yours.